What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year. And I've got a big decision to make for the year of 2025. So, a lot of you might be newer followers, subscribers. So, just wanted to give a little background on how I came up in this. I turned pro in 2017 in classic physique. I competed through 2019, doing the Arnold Classic twice, doing the Olympia. Then I struggled to make weight. I thought I could bring a better look by switching to 212 bodybuilding. So I did 212 bodybuilding the next year, made it back to the Olympia, and did that for one more year. And then probably prematurely jumped up to open bodybuilding. I probably wasn't quite ready. Could have had one more successful year in 212 at least. But I like the challenge. I've always gone for the challenge. I felt like, hey, I made it to the Olympia. Maybe I didn't place. If I'd have been more patient, I would have focused on getting a better placement at the Olympia. But it's just how my mind works. Sometimes I'm impatient and I'm like, look, I made it to the Olympian Classic. Let's go to 212. I made it to the Olympian 212. Let's see if I can make it to the Olympian Open bodybuilding. So that's been my goal the past couple of years. And if you were following me this past year in 2024, then you probably already know that this was probably the worst year of bodybuilding I've ever had. Getting sick with rhabdomyolysis, being in the hospital for like 5 days, 2 weeks out, 1 week out from my last show. 2020 hindsight, I should have just pulled out of the show, focused on being fully healthy, and then brought it my best ever the next time I stepped on stage. But I was stubborn, rhabdomyolysis. I really wasn't in the right state of mind, and I just was too ridiculously stubborn to listen to my coach, to listen to my wife, to listen to my family. I was just being ridiculous. And now I look back at it and I'm like, it's the worst I ever looked on stage. It's the worst I placed. And just for my health in general, I should have just pulled out of the show. But, it is what it is. Hard lesson learned. Now we move forward. And the big decision that I need to make for 2025 is where I can not only do the best as a professional bodybuilder, but have the best health and longevity in this sport. So I love competing. I love training. The diet's meh, but we do the diet so that we can be better at the training and the competing. So now I've been 100% natural, off every anabolic, zero testosterone. I know most people comment to you when I say I've been off everything. They're like, you're off everything is different than most people's definition. No, it's been completely just HCG and Clomid to get my own natural test production working again, which surprisingly didn't take long. I got blood work done maybe 2 months ago, which was like a month and a half, a little over a month and a half after my last show. And my test levels were like 560. So, in the healthy range, not at the high end, but in there. And anyways, I've been maintaining about 250. I was 253 this morning, fairly in shape, actually fairly lean, especially for being completely off everything. And to be 100% honest, I've been about 75% on my diet, you know, and it's been more intuitive eating. I know how much protein I need to get in per day. I know approximately how many carbs I should be getting. I probably eaten more fat than I should have. When I want a steak or when I want a burger instead of chicken or whatever, egg whites. So my diet hasn't been perfect, but my body is responding great. I'm the strongest I've ever been. I'll throw a few clips of some of my recent lifts. If you haven't been following on with the past videos, I was doing flat bench for a while and I was getting pretty strong at it, but my shoulder started nagging me, so I switched to dumbbells. But I was getting strong at that. I've been doing barbell squats twice a week and getting much, much stronger than I've ever been at that. And deadlifts, I hit a PR, after 3 months of being off everything. So strength isn't an issue. I think I'm actually building some solid muscle, even though diet hasn't been perfect and I'm 100% off everything. But the decision now is, what division do I compete in next year or this year now? It's 2025. Um, I don't want to force myself and push things too hard to put more strain on my health than necessary to if I have to put that much size on to be competitive in open bodybuilding, which really is a hard pill for me to swallow. I feel like I'm almost giving up on that goal of making it to the Olympia in open, but I got to be, it's a selfish decision if I go for that, regardless of health concerns. I have a wife. We want to start a family. So I got to think of other people too and the longevity of my career. Do I want to push so hard that I make it there one time and then I'm a forgotten about person? And oh, yeah, he wrecked himself. He was another one of those that ruined his health. So do I do open? Do I do 212 bodybuilding or really downsize and go back to classic physique where I started everything? I think that would be tough. They have increased the weight limits since I was in classic physique. I had to be under 192 as a pro. Now I think it's 197. So it's another 5 pounds, which isn't much, but it's something. Obviously, 212 bodybuilding, I think I could make the weight. It would be tough, but I could make it. Uh, and then if I filled out right and I actually peaked properly, I think I get a very competitive look. I think, not to be overconfident, but I feel like I could win several shows. I could go to the Olympia. I could possibly be in that top 5 first call out at the Olympia in 212, even though I'm one of the taller guys that would be doing it. But it's a big decision. And I think my first plan of action is just to start a prep, get into shape. And when it gets close to that point where I'm within striking distance of being stage ready, see where my weight's at, and that's going to decide it for me. I just want to bring my best look, my best physique to the stage this year. And whatever division that ends up sliding into, fitting into, that's the division we'll go with. I'm not worried. I got to put my ego to the side, even though I want to be in the open bodybuilding division. I got to put my ego to the side a little bit and pick the division that's best for me for more reasons than just my ego and competing and wanting to be up there with the best of the best. I want to bring my best. So that's the goal for this year. I apologize for not getting that many videos out these past several weeks. I've just kind of felt like I've been in limbo because I've been trying to make this decision and figure out what I'm doing next and everything. So, mentally, everything, I've just kind of been in limbo, not knowing where I'm going. But I'm going to get back to making regular content, taking you through the process of wherever I might end up on stage this year. So the training, the diet, life in general, I'm just going to take you through it all, show you how it goes, and fingers crossed we're back on that Olympia stage in one division or another at the end of this year. So hope you guys enjoy following along, and I'm excited to see what we can do this year and bring my absolutely best physique wherever it ends up.